we just witnessed was the definitive proof that this experiment is broken. The tug of war between LeBron and Luka is tearing this team apart. This is supposed to be Luka's franchise now, isn't it? Well, LeBron James just admitted to a reporter that he is completely checked out. After a humiliating loss to a depleted Orlando Magic squad, James dropped a quote that was not a joke, but a confession. Analyst Kelvin Washington heard enough and immediately went on air demanding the Lakers cut the king from the roster. Not next summer, but right now. Before the damage becomes irreversible, I have to ask you, should the front office go all in on the Luka era immediately and trade LeBron before the postseason, or is James still their best shot at a ring? Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop your honest take in the comments below. Now, 5 seconds on the clock. Luka defers to LeBron for the win. Brick. And the Magic escape with a robbery on the road. But let's talk about the post-game press conference, because that soundbite needs to be the headline. A reporter asked LeBron to assess the team's chemistry and progress over the last 3 weeks. His answer? He claimed he didn't even know what day it was when he woke up. He told the media they were asking the wrong guy. Let that sink in for a moment. This is a 4-time champion, a veteran of 22 seasons, a man who has branded himself as the greatest leader and highest basketball IQ in history. Yet, after dropping a home game to an Orlando team missing 2 stars, he claims ignorance. He feigned confusion about the calendar and deflected responsibility. It feels like his subconscious is rejecting the reality of his decline. He is so accustomed to being the alpha dog, the guy who takes the final shot. We watched him dominate in Dallas and Cleveland for years, always demanding the ball in crunch time. But now, there is a hesitation. Even if it is just 5% of his mind doubting, he pump-faked responsibility. He essentially said, "Here, you take it," and then was surprised when the ball came back. It was a reverse Spider-Man meme, pointing fingers at each other while the clock ran out. We used to criticize LeBron for overthinking and passing, but now he has infected Luka with that same hesitation. Luka deferring in that moment shows this partnership is malfunctioning. This wasn't just a bad night. It is a symptom of a terminal illness for this roster. You are watching a 41-year-old legend who has run out of answers and stopped pretending to care. That is exactly why Kelvin Washington said what the clutch sports-backed media has been terrified to whisper for months. Get LeBron James out of there. Don't just manage his minutes. Remove him before he wrecks the championship window for the most gifted scorer in the game, Luka Dončić. And if you follow the lip-reading breakdowns, Rob G caught a crucial moment. After the buzzer, Luka was seen on the sideline, explaining the disaster to his teammates. He clearly mouths, "LeBron told me to pass, so I passed." It brings back nightmares of Chris Webber calling a timeout he didn't have because the bench yelled at him. Washington didn't mince words, arguing that LeBron is actively suffocating Luka's rise as the franchise cornerstone. His refusal to step aside is costing the Lakers games they should win easily. Keeping him on the floor out of respect for his legacy is the most expensive mistake this organization can make. Before we check the stats, make sure you've subscribed for more daily updates. Now, the quote was bad, but the game was worse. What was the plan on that final possession? LeBron claimed they executed the play, but his explanation was a rambling excuse. He said, "We executed," then immediately backtracked. He said, "I don't know, ask Luka," claiming he thought Luka had a good look but lost his footing. He is shifting the blame, saying Luka didn't have rhythm and let the defender recover. He framed it as Luka losing balance, conveniently ignoring that he put Luka in a bad spot. "That is my point of view," he says. Meanwhile, the Lakers blew a 13-point lead in the second half against a Magic team playing without Jalen Suggs and Franz Wagner. 2 starters out, the game was gift wrapped for Los Angeles, and they handed it right back, possession by possession. The Magic walked out of Crypto.com Arena with a 110-109 victory, leaving the Lakers stumbling in 6th place in the West, sliding down the standings after a 22-point blowout. Fresh off that absolute disaster against the Celtics 3 days ago, the Lakers' defensive collapse requires a closer look. We need to break this down frame by frame because it exposes the rot that has plagued this roster all season long. Don't forget to smash that like button as we dive in. Paolo drives the lane, kicks to Bane, wide open, cash. Now, context is key here. Desmond Bane had a goose egg from deep zero for 5 through 3 quarters, ice cold, but he is exactly the sniper you cannot let catch a rhythm in the 4th quarter of a tight contest. Because once Bane sees the ball go through the net, he becomes a lethal weapon instantly. Every soul in the arena knew the scouting report. Every coach on the sideline was aware. Every veteran understands. Yet, LeBron James rolled the dice. He completely abandoned his defensive responsibility. He left a sharpshooter alone on the island with 34.6 seconds on the clock and the Magic trailing by 1. Bane buried the go-ahead bucket. Magic take the lead. James Worthy, a Showtime legend with 3 rings who knows a thing or two about winning, a guy molded by Pat Riley who knows what championship defense actually feels like, watched that sequence and didn't mince words. He said LeBron got baited, he got played. Coming from a franchise icon, those words cut deep. That is a champion pointing out a rookie mistake made by a superstar with 22 years in the game. There is zero excuse for that mental lapse. You stick to Desmond Bane like glue in a one-possession game, it is not quantum physics. It is basic basketball IQ. And LeBron made the wrong choice at the deadliest time possible. However, the buzzer hadn't sounded yet. The Lakers had a pulse. LeBron and Luka connected for a slam. Lakers up 1, 6.7 seconds left. Magic possession. Banchero bricks a pull-up jumper. And here is where the game was actually lost. Nobody boxed out. Nobody crashed the glass. Not LeBron, not DeAndre Ayton. Nobody in gold fought for that ball. Wendell Carter Jr., Orlando's backup big man, simply wanted it more than every Laker on the floor. He snagged the most critical board of the night. He tips it in. Magic lead. Game over. Orlando dominated the glass, 47-39. They snatched 13 offensive boards, turning them into 15 second chance points in a game decided by 1. They crushed the Lakers in the paint, 58-50. All this against a payroll that eclipses anything in NBA history. A backup center for the Magic stole the win simply because the home team lacked the heart to secure the ball. JJ Redick called the loss deflating. Not heartbreaking, not tragic, but deflating like a slow leak in a tire. Make sure to subscribe if you want more honest takes on this mess. After 57 games, the coach admits they still don't have an identity. He thinks they will eventually figure it out. 57 games. Thanksgiving was 3 months ago. Phil Jackson knew his championship squads inside out by November. Redick is praying for eventually, but the problem is staring him in the face, eating up possessions that belong to the future. Now, let's dissect that final possession. It perfectly encapsulates the dysfunction of this team in one painful sequence. This is where it gets ugly. Luka Dončić takes the inbound on the left wing. 6.7 seconds on the clock. He has a clean look at a game-winning triple. He freezes. He puts it on the floor. He drives into a double team from Banchero and Black. He panics and kicks it back to LeBron in the corner, who is draped by Jonathan Isaac. LeBron heaves a contested, fading prayer. Clank, Lakers lose. But the real drama started when the microphones turned on. LeBron took the podium and dissected that final play. He brought up Luka's name, his balance, or his choices 4 separate times in just 3 sentences. He claimed Luka had a great look. He said it looked like Luka stumbled. He said Luka had no rhythm. He claimed that LeBron, was also off balance when he got the grenade. He framed the entire narrative around Luka's failure, completely ignoring that a 41-year-old taking a fading corner 3 with 0 time on the clock is not exactly championship execution. The cameras caught Luka's reaction while LeBron was speaking. You didn't need to hear the audio to see the frustration on his lips. Then, the press went to Luka. He spoke 4 words and walked off. That is on me. No excuses. No analyzing his teammates' balance, just accountability. That is on me. Period. A 25-year-old superstar shoulders the blame for a loss, while a 41-year-old veteran who actually caused the mess with a risky defensive gamble allows the winning bucket and fails to box out. It was a total team collapse on the boards, yet the 41-year-old sits at the mic discussing Luka's rhythm instead of his own errors. Kelvin Washington saw enough and dropped a bombshell. The Lakers need to cut ties with LeBron James right now. Not in the summer. Immediately. Before another possession gets hijacked and before another press conference where the face of the franchise throws the actual team carrier under the bus. If you agree that accountability matters, smash that like button. The stats back Washington 100%. Luka Dončić is averaging 32.8 points, 7.8 boards, and 8.6 assists. Those aren't just good numbers, they are historic. That is MVP caliber production for a team stuck at 6th in the West. He brings elite performance every single night. Win or lose, The system is breaking down around him, not because of him. Remember when LeBron missed the first 14 games with sciatica? The Lakers went on a tear, finishing 11-4 without him. Luka and Austin Reeves were dropping 40-point games for fun. The squad had pace, identity, and a crystal clear offensive flow. Since the King returned, the trend line has plummeted exactly as the analytics predicted. When Luka and Reeves run the show minus LeBron, they boast a plus 18 net rating. But when the big three share the court, they morph into one of the league's most stagnant offenses. Brian Windhorst noted a differential of 20 points per 100 possessions. Those stats haven't budged. They just keep piling up, proving the preseason critics right. Don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives like this. Bleacher Report sources say the Lakers front office is quietly shifting gears, planning the future solely around Luka. Doncic as the cornerstone, the talks are happening, the strategy has pivoted, the only missing piece, someone inside the building brave enough to say it as bluntly as Kelvin Washington did. Look at the Magic game. Paolo Banchero dropped 36 points on LA. At 23 years old, he looked far more ready for the spotlight than the 41-year-old icon facing him. Paolo bullied his way to the charity stripe, hitting 10 of 11, and feasted inside the paint against a Lakers defense that wanted zero part of a physical battle. Paolo knew he had to step up for his injured teammates, and he owned it without making excuses at the postgame presser. That right there is the massive contrast defining the Lakers' current crisis. Orlando came to Hollywood shorthanded but hungry and accountable. They out-hustled, out-scrapped, and outlasted a roster with way more talent, money, and experience, but apparently less desire to execute the fundamentals of winning basketball. The Lakers have just 25 games left on the docket. The Phoenix Suns are up next. OKC, Denver, and Houston are all looking down from the top of the standings. The play-in tournament isn't just a theory anymore. It is a very real danger that this squad is sliding towards at the worst possible moment. LeBron James reportedly didn't even know what day it was Tuesday morning. Well, the Western Conference playoffs kick off in April. He has about 8 weeks to check the calendar and solve the riddle that James Worthy, Kelvin Washington, the analytics, the rebounding stats, the interviews, and 25 games remain to ask, is LeBron James the reason this team has lost its soul? And if the answer is yes, what is management waiting for? Why wait to pull the trigger? The clock is ticking, the standings are shifting, and the season is slipping away. Whether LeBron knows it's Tuesday or not, he left the mic talking about Luka's balance, while Luka simply said, "That's on me," and walked off. The standings show 6th place. The glass was lost 47-39, and Kelvin Washington said what had to be said. This franchise faces a massive choice before April. If you see the problem too, hit that like button. And subscribe right now to stay updated on this unfolding drama.